Good morning, lovely. I got a channeled message. We need to stop shutting down each other's emotions. My cat agrees. Hi, baby. That is part of the old paradigm. When you tell someone to stop crying, that is likely because you are uncomfortable when people express difficult emotions. And likely that is because you have some unseen blockages to your own emotions that make you feel ashamed for the person expressing them. We need to stop shaming each other for feeling emotions, and we need to stop putting each other in boxes and telling each other how we should be feeling and when. When someone sheds tears, it does not mean that they are not okay. And by suggesting that, it makes them feel like a caged animal, when really what they need is acceptance and love. We need to start loving and accepting our own emotions, being aware on a deep level of what we feel and why. Then perhaps we wouldn't be so scared of emotions themselves. Where we are trying to go can only be accessed through our body and our emotions. Those of us that are purging heavily for this eclipse especially are making way for what is to come. We are shedding weight so that we can become light and transformative. Don't listen to people when they tell you that there's something wrong with you when you express emotions. Express your emotions. Express them bravely and freely and vulnerably. The more we showcase this, the more we give others permission to do the same. All right, so this is actually in response to a video I posted yesterday where I was sharing, I was called to by Spirit, which happens from time to time. I talk about that often on this channel, but it seems like anytime I actually do showcase those emotions, people never really know how to respond. And this isn't about me, but it was what elicited this channeled message. A lot of times Spirit has me go through certain things so that I'll have realizations and revelations, and then the channel messages come through. And I haven't been channeling much until now. So this is actually a good thing, but it came through a feeling of being deeply misunderstood. And as a person who's felt deeply misunderstood my entire life, it's actually par for the course for this conversation, because oftentimes those of us who are extremely emotional, deep, the empaths, the healers, the chosen ones, the star seeds, the neurodivergent, the people on the spectrum, those of us that came here to represent a different way of being human, a different way of seeing the world, a different way of navigating it. We are going to be challenged probably from the day we're born, because people aren't going to understand our pure heart, and they're going to misunderstand it as weakness a lot of times. I'm shaking with this energy too. The other thing the Spirit showed me that I was planning on showing you, but it's just not feeling resonant anymore. But there was a video that I saw many years ago of a little boy, and his dad had just brought home a puppy, and this little boy is in tears. He's in tears, sobbing. He's saying, "It's so cute," sob, sob, sob. And it's so cute, sob, sob, sob. And his dad looks so confused, and probably everyone around him was so confused. But the minute I looked at him, I just knew his heart. He wasn't crying because he was sad. He was crying because he was so overwhelmed with the emotions of the love that he felt for this animal. He didn't know how to explain it. He didn't know how to put it into words. And everyone around him thought there was something wrong with him. Okay, Spirit's saying, talk about who this is for. So this isn't going to be for everyone, okay? It's up for everyone because we all need to get in touch with our emotions, yo. All right? Crying is fucking healthy. Healthy. When someone cries, it does not mean there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with asking them if there's something that they need, offering to assist them. But when you ask someone if there's something wrong with them, or even, a statement like, "Are you okay?" it makes them feel unseen and also unsupported. Because when we ask things like that, we're asking them to give us something instead of offering to give them something. There's a difference. When you really want to check in on someone, just say, "I'm thinking about you. Just wanted to make sure that you didn't need anything from me. If you need anything from me, this is how you can reach me, but don't feel the need to respond because I know you're going through something." That is a true way, something like that, not verbatim. Something like that is the way to approach someone that you really want to show support for. When you see them, what you see them as going through a tough time, okay? Yes, was I struggling yesterday morning? Yes. Do I struggle like that a lot? Yes. What some of you guys don't understand is that some of us are trying to be completely reborn right now. This is why I talk about this all the time. I talk about Marilyn Monroe all the time, and Harry Potter and other people who've been through struggles. Do you think it was easy for them to go from who they were down here to who they became? No. And do you think it didn't involve some kind of shedding and releasing of old paradigms, of old pieces of themselves, crumbling away, shedding like an old skin, burning like a pyre? There's a reason why I talk about being born from the ashes. I am being reborn from the ashes, and it's going to look chaotic. A lot of you guys are. I'm not the only one. This message is for a lot of you, not just the people that don't know how to handle their emotions or other people's emotions. This is for the chosen ones, the people who are being asked to completely reinvent themselves and transform, okay? And that is why I post what I post. Even though I know I'm gonna be misunderstood by some people, and even though it's really not fun, and even though my ego fucking hates it. And you know, the other thing is, a lot of people that have had a really hard life, especially if they've had to do everything alone, the worst thing that could possibly happen is having other people talk down to them, treat them like there's something wrong with them, or try to save them in some way. When I share personally, when I share personal stuff like that, all I really want is for people to get something out of it. I want to help someone. And along the way, if somebody wants to say thank you for your vulnerability, that's appreciated. It's not easy for me to show up that way. And the worst thing that can happen for me is for people to come at me like, oh my God, are you okay? Because yes, I'm learning how to trust people. Yes, I'm learning how to let go of this old paradigm of wounded warrior, have to do everything alone. I know part of the reason why I don't like it so much is because of my wounded warrior self. She's so used to having to do everything alone and being a fucking warrior all the time. I need to be able to show vulnerability because that's actually what I came here to do, okay? And this takes me back to the chosen ones, or the people that identify as being just made of love. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you don't reflect other people's, you're an empath. So you pick up on a lot of other emotions. Sometimes you think they're yours, and a lot of times they're not. I grew up in a very angry household. And I grew up very angry. And when I moved out, I realized that anger wasn't mine. That anger was not mine. So this is for the chosen ones, or the people that know that they're here to be different, to be a pioneer, to be a visionary for a new world. Okay? You're probably going to be a very emotional person. And you're probably going to be very misunderstood by a lot of people. But it's important for you to push past those barriers of fear, because there are people that need your help. The people that aren't going to misunderstand you, okay? The people that are going to see your heart and appreciate you for what you're giving them. The vulnerability that they know is so hard and so precious. Seriously, I'm shaking. Take a deep breath and just know that everything that you know as normal is about to start crumbling. People that you see as infallible are going to fall. People that you see as way down here are going to rise. Everything is going to be turned upside down on its head. And you know what? If we can't deal with some emotions along the way, we're never going to make it, okay? We have to learn how to harness our emotions, how to let them flow through us. I don't just talk about it, I show you for a reason. Even though I'm misunderstood, and even though I hate that. My ego hates it. My soul knows that it's what I'm here to do. I'm here in a way to humiliate myself. And I know that sounds weird, and I don't know why Spirit planted it on my heart to say it that way, but by everybody else's standards, that's what it is. When I share tough stuff like that, to other people, it looks like I'm crazy or humiliating myself. Confirmation burp. But really what it is me showcasing what this new paradigm is all about in real time. It's about shedding these old layers. We're not going to get there if we keep holding on. What you guys don't see is that I cry like that often, okay? That's what you don't see. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. And anybody who thinks there is has all their emotions packed in a tight little box, and they're keeping it there like a little pet, and they're judging everyone else for having emotions that are free and flowing. Or they don't have the kind of grief, they don't carry that kind of grief in their body. So they don't have the kind of release that I have to have, that people like me, because I'm not the only one. I know I'm talking to a lot of you guys right now. Whether you misunderstood my video or not isn't the point. The point is that we need to understand that this new paradigm is going to challenge us. And my cat usually doesn't come up here, buddy. Oh, he's never done this before, and he doesn't like this chair. But he must want to give me some love. And all of you guys, yeah, it's going to get crazy. Just know that it's not going to be easy. You're going to be challenged, especially those of you who are being asked to reinvent yourself, to be reborn. Don't focus so much on the humiliation of the process. Focus on who you're trying to become. All right, Marilyn didn't focus on who didn't believe in her along the way. She just let those old layers fall away, and then she was reborn, okay? And obviously I don't know all the insides and ins and outs. Hi, baby. But I know that the story that I'm playing out is going to be one that's widely misunderstood because I've been that way my entire life. I'm less focused on trying to avoid being misunderstood as I am trying to help the other people who feel misunderstood. Okay, so when I post videos like that, it's because A, Spirit told me to. I didn't want to. I resisted it. B, it's because it's needed. Okay, that's why my second most popular video to date on YouTube is a video of me having a breakdown. It was very popular because people aren't used to seeing it. They're not used to seeing people showcase that kind of emotion in a public way. Unfortunately for me, that is my job. That's part of my job. My job is to be a warrior as well, but to lead by example. Warriors have to cry too. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with crying. We have to start letting our emotions flow freely. Those of us who are neurodivergent and on the spectrum and feel things very, very fucking deeply, we have to start expressing those emotions and allowing ourselves to feel them. Otherwise, we're not going to get to the good part of this ascension. Spirit's reminding me that there was a second part I totally forgot about. I already have cat hair on my nose. Okay, where'd it go? Oh yeah, it's right back here. Whoo! Take a breath. Yeah, get ready for some crazy shit, you guys. All right. So this is referring back to the message I had just read. People who speak this way or see through this lens of emotions being, that people aren't okay when they cry, are not emotionally safe for empaths to be around. Okay, so this is, this is all jumbled because I was supposed to show you the video of the boy crying, okay? This is pic of boy crying while addressing them about being made up of love and here to activate and spread love in others. So the point is that little boy, I believe, is a child of the light. He's a divine light worker, and he's one of these kind of neurodivergent, just feels things very deeply, empaths, and a lot of you adults are as well. You've just been misdiagnosed, you've been misunderstood, you've been overlooked, you've been overlooking and misunderstanding yourself as well, a lot of you. Wow, there's so much energy and messages coming in. The point is that you guys are here, the ones that are resonating with this, to be love, to be an embodiment of love. And so people aren't going to understand your big heart when you cry because you're moved. I cry so much, you guys don't understand. Crying is one of the ways that I express what I feel, and it has been since I was little. I haven't had a lot of space in my home to do that, but as a person who's out on my own now, what I mean is that in my home as a child, I didn't have a lot of room to be emotional. But now that I have space and freedom to do so, I do allow myself to express my emotions. They don't scare me. And part of the reason why I'm here is to be an embodiment of love and to showcase that love. And that's partly where the humiliation comes from. Because a lot of times, in this reality, this current reality that's dying out, thank goodness, it's considered a very flawed way of being. You're not taken seriously. People probably see it as a mistake, being that I'm a business owner. I'm not a fucking business owner. I'm a leader. I'm a visionary. I'm a warrior. I'm a chosen one. I'm a child of the light. I'm a light worker. I'm here to represent a different way of being, and I'm speaking to you, a lot of you that are also resonating with this. Bye, sweetie. Because you guys are here to do the same. And it's not about being misunderstood. In fact, invite being misunderstood, because it's only going to make you stand out more. This isn't about ego. This isn't about any of it, but it is about pushing past the barriers of fear and doing it anyway. And understanding that fitting in is overrated. Being average is overrated. Standing out, even though it's been scary for a lot of us, we've been taught it's not safe because we've been ridiculed and humiliated and abandoned and abused and bullied, especially bullied for our gifts and for our sensitive heart. Okay, we've been misunderstood because of our sensitive heart, so we've been taught to kind of push it down. I totally relate. I lived the majority of my life in a box. All right, I would get home and cry alone, but I didn't share vulnerability with other people. The fact that I share it now publicly just goes to show how far I've fucking come. And I just hope that those of you that witness that again can appreciate it next time. And I'm not saying that nobody appreciated it. A couple people did, but the vast majority of people misunderstood it, and that's okay. Like I said, not all of us are here to be understood. And I'm being called to talk about Jesus, even though I don't know as much about him, but I do know that he was wildly misunderstood and that he was a child of God and that he came here to represent God and love embodied, and people tore him to shreds. They didn't understand it. We're heading into a period of time where Christ consciousness is rising, where it's rising in more and more of us, and that we are going to be the embodiment of that Christ consciousness, whether we are Christians or not. It's not about Christianity, it's about love embodied. And he was a vessel of love. That's who he was. That's what he came here to do and be and reflect. And a lot of you guys are the same, okay? You're not Jesus, and you're not going to necessarily have that same impact that Jesus had, because Jesus was Jesus. But I believe that that seed has been planted in all of our hearts, the ones that are waking up right now, to our true purpose. Sorry if I'm stumbling over my words. I haven't been feeling very well. I've been going through a lot of transformation, personal transformation and growth. And I would be shocked if you haven't as well, because we are in the middle of an eclipse. It's in 2 days, or is it? Yeah, it's tomorrow. And it's a new moon. And these cycles affect us, okay? The moon affects the tides. People that think that this is a hoax are really just out of touch with reality, okay? This whole universe is all connected. We are impacted by the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, everything. Okay? It's not blasphemy to talk about that. And we're not worshiping the stars. It's nothing like that. People have this skewed idea of what we're talking about. Anyway, that's a whole other story. My point is, we need to start becoming more in touch with not only our bodies, but this world around us, this universe, this earth, and all the natural rhythms, because they do fucking impact us. Think about it. Animals are very much impacted by them. And we are animals, okay? We have to come back to our bodies. We have to come back to ourself. Oh, my body hurts. Sometimes I don't want to come back into my body because I have chronic pain. And I got in a car accident when I was a teenager. And ever since then, I've just had a lot of pain, and it's turned way up during going through this ascension and stuff. So I understand sometimes we want to stay on the surface of our body, because when we tap into our body, we feel the emotions and we want to run from them, because a lot of us are sitting on some scary shit. And that's why I share what I share, because I want you to know that you're not alone. Okay, I don't do it for pity. I don't do it for attention. If anything, I want to be alone, facing away from everyone, hiding when I'm like that. The last thing I want to do is shine a fucking light on it and show it to everyone. So it's a gift to you guys. Whether you can appreciate it or not, doesn't matter. Spirit asked me to give that gift, and I gave it. And I'll continue giving it when called. And I hope that it can be received. I hope that it can be appreciated. But either way, I do know that it's reaching the people that need it, the people that need to see that vulnerability showcased, the people that don't know yet how hard this path can be, and they watch somebody who they associate as being strong or warrior-like break down. I think it has that impact. I also know that I'm here to make people feel things. I'm here to inspire them, yes, and pump them up, but I'm also here to make them feel things. And I know that when I cry, there's something about when I cry, it has an impact on people, whether positive or negative. It makes them feel something. And Spirit wants me to be here making people feel, okay? It's not a fun job. My job is not fun. Nothing about it is really fun, except for the tarot. But I do it anyway, because that's my job, and that's what I signed up for, and it's important, okay? We're about to head into a big, big, big shift. All right, if you're having a lot of synchronicities, seeing angel numbers, seeing animals, having just trippy shit happen, we call synchronicities, that just can't be explained, it's because you're being prepared for something. Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your heart. If you need to cry, fucking cry, and don't apologize to anyone for it. There's nothing wrong with feeling, okay? We're humans. We're here to emote. We're here to express. We're here to feel. We need to give ourselves more space to do just that, okay? Especially as we head into this new earth, because the whole paradigm is about to be turned on its head. And people like me and you, if you're one of us, these emotionally rich, deep humans that are here, that have been planted here for this new earth awakening, your light is gonna be needed, okay? Your emotions are gonna be needed. Your strength, because true vulnerability takes wild amounts of strength. Wild amounts. Anytime somebody showcases that kind of vulnerability, just say thank you. Just say thank you, because it's a gift, okay? And again, it doesn't matter if you can receive it or not. I'm saying this to the people who are about to go through a lot of the same shit that I'm going through, because you're gonna need a model. I didn't have one, and I'm carving away. Spirit put me here to be a pioneer, to create a pathway through this crazy shit to the other side, to show you guys how it's done. And look at the sun just shining in like this. I mean, can you even believe this? My cat gets in my lap, and anybody who's been watching me for a while knows that this is not a thing. So just know that I love you, okay? Regardless of whether you misunderstood me, I love all of you. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to love. I'm here to love myself first, and then let that overflow. What you saw was an act of me loving myself, nurturing my own emotions, prizing them, as we all should be, okay? Keep going. I fucking love you. If you want to support my work, please do. I'm going to go into an extended because I want to lighten this energy and I want to talk to those of you that know what I'm talking about. All right. Anybody who feels drawn to this, you can unlock the extended for a small amount of money on Patreon, or you can unlock the entire month on Patreon. It's $19 for the whole month, all the back readings plus all the future readings for 1 month, or you can do it on YouTube for $25. They take a lot more money, so I have to charge more. But you can't just purchase it one time on there, unfortunately. So I'll put the links to both of those. It's Patreon, Patreon.com, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the platform. My username there is @SacredMuseProject. All across the board, actually. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. So if you want to join me in the extended, please do. I would love to see you there. If you need a private reading or any kind of support going through all this craziness, my website is sacredmuseproject.com. Okay? I'm going to go into the extended. I will see you there. I love you. Keep going. Mwah.